bombshell in the mining world was the official announcement that, with decreasing demand, 36 mines will have to close down. Not long ago, men in the re-equipped mechanized pits were being urged to increase output and told that Great Britain needed every ton that could be mined. That this generation would ever have a surplus of coal seemed inconceivable. Hence, the mining communities are up in arms. Today, nearly 19 million tons of unwanted coal lies on dumps up and down the country, and the amount is growing. The expedient of selling it off cheap will not be used. Enormous as the surplus stock is, it represents only about 4 weeks' consumption. A cold snap or sudden trade boost, and the dumps would disappear. So says the National Coal Board marketing member, Mr. Ronald Thomas.
If this coal is hard to get rid of, why don't you sell it a bit cheaper?
Well, you must remember that this is coal which is not suitable for the housewife. She wouldn't thank you for it. Most of it is for the power stations and industry. They're using all they need. Why try and sell them any more at bargain prices? It's bad business. We should lose money.
Tilbury Power Station is among several that have gone over to oil burning, which was government policy at the time of coal shortage. On its conveyors no longer flows the 26,000 tons of coal once burnt every week. The merits of oil speak for themselves. It's clean, needs less labour to handle. Many other branches of industry have gone over to oil burning. Thousands of private houses nowadays burn oil for central heating. When the gauge shows the tank's getting empty, a phone call brings the supplier next day. Winter can do its worst. There's no stoking, no dirt, and even temperature all through the house. It costs a little more than burning solid fuel. Against that, the price of coal's always going up. Oil stays pretty constant. Nevertheless, oil has to be bought overseas, a drain on Britain's purse. For the miners' view on all this, Pathe News went to the fountainhead, General Secretary Arthur Horner.
What's the union's view of this situation?
Well, we deplore the situation principally because of the social consequences which will arise from it. You see, mining communities have been built around these pits, and even though a large percentage of the men affected may be transferred to other undertakings, whole communities may be wiped out in the process.
Well, what would be your solution to the problem?
We would drastically reduce, if not abolish altogether, open cast mining, which was intended to be a temporary wartime measure and which would leave us in possession of easily accessible sites in the event of need in the future. Secondly, we would reverse the tendency, which is growing, to burn oil instead of coal. For instance, in the electrical power industry, we can prove that coal is a better and cheaper fuel than oil for the purposes of generating electricity.
But 36 pits will close, and of their 12,000 miners, 4,000 will have no job. May trade revive and better luck come to the men who win Britain's coal.